Oh, well, congratulations on a great afternoon's work for you personally and the team. That must feel like a really big 3 points.
Yeah, for sure. We knew it was going to be difficult, to get back to winning ways after our recent form. So, of course, tough game, and happy that we win, first of all, and happy to be on the score sheet as well.
Yeah, take us through that first half. Was it a case of feeling your way through it, picking your moments, and really being patient for that opportunity when it would come?
Yeah, I think when you're going through tough times as a team, it's about fighting your way through to a victory, which it was today. We had to. It was not always beautiful, but we knew we had to get a goal and then defend our goal with our lives, and I think the boys did really well.
Yeah, the goal came thanks to you. Does it feel like a weight off your shoulders, that first Premier League goal now?
Yeah, of course. I'm aware that it's been a long time coming, and I've been trying to get back to my best form, and I'm still on the way, but I'm happy to have that goal.
Is it something that has been weighing on you, and do you feel almost a release now that could be you up and running, that you have one on the board?
I think it's a mix. Of course, the best feeling today is that we win the game. That's the best way to get a good spirit within the group, and that's helpful for the individual as well. But yeah, of course, I'm a striker, so scoring goals will always help me.
How much belief do you think as a side then you can take from this, and what does it do for the direction of travel now for this team in a big week?
Yeah, I think we have to use this win in a good way, but also be humble, because we've had a tough time. So one win doesn't necessarily mean that we're back. We have to stay focused and keep working hard to keep this momentum.
All right, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Arne, is that relief, pride? How do you sum up your emotions after that one?
No, to a certain extent, definitely a relief. If we've lost so many times, then winning is important. At least getting a result, and if you keep a clean sheet, you have a chance of a win. You have definitely a result, but because we scored two, we had a win.
What do you think was key? I suppose particularly in that first half, where you look at some of the early goals that you've conceded recently. What perhaps made you more stable this afternoon?
That we hardly conceded a chance, and that one chance they had didn't go in, and I think that chance was just before the final whistle. And in the meantime, I think we were able to create our chances again, as we've done throughout the past few weeks as well. But we gave away in other games much more than we did today, and that was, of course, from our side much better.
And is that shape? Is it tactical? Is it belief? A mix of all three?
It helps if you don't go 1-0 down after 5 minutes, because then you have to change the game and you are more open. And now we could control the game more, especially after going 1-0 up. The only moment when I saw when I saw my team had a bad run of results was, I think, the last 5 minutes when they went down to 10 men. I didn't saw a team. I saw a team that was surviving, but surviving in a good way, because they threw themselves in front of crosses, won their headers inside our box. But normally, if you're in a better run of form, the other team goes down to 10. You're able to outplay it a little bit better, but no time to criticize the game. I think we've played the game I wanted us to play. Hardly conceded anything and scoring 2 goals.
It's interesting what you say there. I did wonder the lack of celebrations maybe around the second goal as well. Was that reflective of a side that has been through a lot recently?
The lack of...
quite muted celebrations we noticed from yourself and from the team as well.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe they had to put a lot of effort in, or I don't know why it was. I think what I did saw was that it meant a lot to the players, and it meant a lot to our fans as well, because they had to travel a long way to come over here to support a team that's performing and having very poor results lately. But they were there for the team from start to finish, so that was, and I think they were, as we, very happy with the 2-0 when we scored that one.
Does it feel like a significant goal for Alexander Isak?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, he was already twice or maybe 3 times quite close to scoring his first today, but also in other games, but definitely also today. And No, I don't think I was planning to give him many more minutes because I saw him standing with his hand on his knees one or two times just before he scored. But that's why I think it was important for him and for us as a team that he scored that goal today.
What does this result do then for the difficult period that you have been in and going forward in a busy week, which you can now try and build on?
Yeah, it's a first step, although we know on Wednesday we face Sunderland again. We are a very strong team, played yesterday. So it's a very busy schedule for everyone. Good team, but it's a good first step for us that at least we won the game and had a clean sheet, and that's, I think, the way to move forward. But no guarantees for Wednesday. I hope just like the away fans, the home fans will be just as supportive for us from start to finish on Wednesday, which we can expect because they're always like this. And hopefully the players can bring in the same performance as today.
All right, thanks for your time today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
For the club.
Yes, big moment for him, and he'd had a couple of chances first half. One he should have done better with a half chance, but it was a good save as well from a goalkeeper in there. But Wirtz is involved, he doesn't get the assist, but really clever pass on the edge of the box here into Gakpo, who, to be fair, probably just tries to find and put the ball into an area. But Isak does really well, finds space in the box. That is not easy, to find space in the box with so many numbers there. You see West Ham, I think they've probably got almost everybody back behind the ball. And we've just got Isak there circled, just drops off the defenders there. And it's a lovely cushion finish. It's just one of them as it just bounces just before and we just get a really good contact, Connor.
Yeah, the spin of the ball, the way he takes the spin of the ball into the goal, and we mentioned before, it's like a punch way in it. So as he punches the ball, the spin just takes it into the goal, and it's a brilliant finish. But I liked his movement before it, and I'm not a striker. But as a centre back, looking at West Ham centre back, you have to go back into the zone to then find your way and defend the box. So him pulling out just gives him that little bit of space that he had to obviously finish it into the
Awesome for him.
Yeah, it is. And what hasn't helped him, really, is probably the form of Ekitike as well. He was almost supposed to be the backup striker. Isak's supposed to be the number one. That was the case today. But it'd be really interesting, putting a couple of games again this week, what the manager does, because I don't really feel that Ekitike deserves to be on the bench, really. But when you've got 3 games in a week, you can justify that in some ways. But I think for him and Wirtz today, that was a big moment. His first Premier League goal. But Florian Wirtz coming in and putting in a performance where he looked head and shoulders above everybody else on the pitch. And when you pay that type of money for both of those players, that's what it should look like.
So we're definitely looking at him on extra time.
We will be. Let's look at the both of them.
Right. We'll look at both of them on there. Look, West Ham were down to 10, and there was still a little bit of a nervousness about Liverpool, you would say. West Ham had a couple of half chances, so it was important to close it out.
Oh, there was. But that comes with confidence, chappers. That comes with being on the run Liverpool have been on the run where they've conceded a few goals, and that's what comes. But they needed this goal. They needed it. We mentioned Cody Gakpo throughout the game, and we know him, and what we know of him is scoring goals. That's what he brings, that's what he does. And it's a great finish. Obviously, Joe Gomez puts it into the box, and it's just a little bit of a hopeful ball into the box, isn't it? First time, and it's a great touch from Gakpo. Mavropanos obviously misjudged it. Great touch and swivel and volley into the goal. It's a brilliant finish. And Liverpool needed that at that spell in the game because there was just a little bit of a nervous energy around the place at the minute.
It's fine margins, isn't it? Because if Mavropanos had got his head on that, all of a sudden there could have been a counter the other way. I know it's all ifs and buts.
Yeah, but it was interesting watching Liverpool at the end of the game. And you could see the nervousness in them because they haven't won for so long. It was a pressure game they had to get something from. And actually in those last few minutes, West Ham were actually keeping the ball and playing, and they had a man less. And that just comes from a real fear. We've both been there as players, that real fear. We're thinking everyone's terrified to make a mistake. Everybody's terrified to get on the ball in case they lose it or step out of position. So I think confidence-wise, Connor's right. I think that'll do Liverpool the world of good going into the next couple of games again, which are 2 fixtures that they should win.
It took him 6 games and 10 goals for Liverpool. Is it fair to say, Mo, then, that the overwhelming feeling, both for Isak scoring and Liverpool getting back to winning ways, is relief?
Almost perfect day, wasn't it? No injuries. Isak scoring, which is huge. He's been in for a lot of criticism lately, and of course a clean sheet as well with all their problems at the back. So, I mean, it was almost the perfect result, nearly perfect performance. I mean, they weren't at their absolute amazing best, but they were solid enough. They 100% deserved to win the game. They controlled it throughout, and and all that without Mo Salah as well. It'll be interesting to see if he gets a look in next game now.
Well, let's take a look at Isak's goal, the one that opened the scoring for Liverpool then. Owen.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Liverpool dominated. I thought Florian Wirtz was fantastic. I thought Szoboszlai played great. I love this little ball from Wirtz around the corner. Great turn from Gakpo. And a fabulous finish, Mo. What? Talk me through that.
That reminds me of the goal he scored for Newcastle in the cup final against Liverpool. I mean, this is not, let me tell you, an easy finish when the ball just bounces up, and to punch it low like that, to keep it down with pace, bang into the bottom corner. That is class. Look at this for a finish. Boom.
How's that?
I mean, right into the corner. That is so much more difficult than he made it look. Brilliant finish.
Yeah, cool as ice as well. What did you make of this, though? Because Lucas Paquetá just back from suspension and then gets sent off as well. Let's show you what happened, because there was a yellow card and then another one shortly after.
Well, that's a foul, obviously, you know, from Fulkrug there. And then he has a little moan up, puts his arms up, gets a yellow for that. I can kind of understand, but he's obviously frustrated. The problem is, look, I mean, if you're going to be in the rest phase for a minute, anybody moaning for 5 seconds is annoying. Never mind doing it for a minute. So, in the end, the refs are, mate, I've had enough. It's Christmas, you know. Be nice to people and send him on.
It's Christmas.
Well, soon. You've got to be in the Christmas cheer. You can't be moaning at people for a minute, Jules.
No, exactly. I think that's correct. I mean, we've got a game coming up in about focus on it all, but that lasted for over a minute. He was in the referee's face. I actually questioned some of his teammates. I questioned Paquetá, but I questioned some of his teammates. They had to pull him away. He went and he went and he went and he went for a fourth time, and the referee finally had enough. And I don't blame him. If you see it in its entirety, I don't think many people will blame the referee.
Well, since you've reminded us we're on a time limit, let's get to the second goal, shall we? Because another great finish here from Cody Gakpo to secure the 3 points for Liverpool.
Yes. Again, a little bit of a bitty build-up, let's say. The ball just bobbling around a bit. I thought Joe Gomez was very good today. You know, did exactly what he needed to do, shored up that defence. We all know he's not amazing going forward, but he gets a nice little assist, which is cool. Defensively, West Ham will be disappointed. They committed there, but lovely touch and bang. 2-0 finished the game in injury time.
I thought Joe Gomez was class. I thought Szoboszlai was probably the best player on the pitch, Wirtz second, but I thought Joe Gomez showed up that right back position, which is an issue. We said before the game, defend well, keep a clean sheet, and you'll be fine. And Liverpool were in control. And are they back in the mix? You know, they're only 2 points off.
Yeah,
2 points off second.
I do think Liverpool, for many, many years, they've been about outscoring teams, but I think for the first time in a long time, a clean sheet today will be on the top of Arne Slot's agenda before the game, closely followed by Isak getting off the mark as well. So I think those two things are huge positives for Liverpool.
Our Klopp actually has no interest in getting back into full-time management, that he wants, a little bit like Gareth Southgate, he wants to kind of use his leadership skills and management to go into other careers. All that said, it did feel a little bit conspicuous that on the day after a big Liverpool defeat, he's on social media rating chicken dinners or something like that. As a colleague put to me, that looked like a modern come and get me plea.
Jackie, Jonathan Northcroft in the Sunday Times has done a big piece on Arne Slot, why Liverpool are standing by Arne Slot for now. Miguel mentioned mitigating factors for Jurgen Klopp when he had bad runs. Are there mitigating factors here? Because he says, does Jonathan Northcroft, Liverpool's biggest issue of all is being in a period of squad transition. Usually it happens at the start of a manager's tenure and allowances are made. The difficulty for Slot is achieving success first with an inherited team. Is there a bit of truth in what Jonathan Northcroft is saying there?
Yeah, it's a really good piece by Jonathan Northcroft in the Sunday Times. I'd urge you to go and read it if you can. And he's clearly very well connected. He's clearly spoken to the hierarchy of Liverpool. It is very well sourced. It doesn't just say save Arne Slot for the sake of it. There's lots of reasons in there why they would. The relationship is a positive, ongoing one with the hierarchy. But there are also some damning statistics. It's their worst run since 1954. They've conceded more goals than any other team in Europe's top 5 leagues, except Wolverhampton Wanderers, obviously, unfortunately. One shot on target for Liverpool from Isak, their big summer signing, the biggest of the summer signings, £450 million spent in total. There are so many different factors. And we've talked before about how last season it was more a case of just picking up the baton, running with it. Huge credit to him for winning the title at the first attempt. Took Klopp 4 seasons to win his first trophy. And I just think a bit like Thomas Frank, who we've talked about before, he just needs to arrest this slide, this alarming slide of losing games by a 3-goal margin for 3 games in a row is not acceptable for Liverpool. Full stop, it's not, particularly at home against PSV, for goodness sake. So he has to address that immediately, but there are lots of reasons. The defence is absolutely shocking at the moment. Konate's just lost whatever he had, whether it's confidence, whether he's one eye on a transfer in the summer, whatever it might be. The statistics, again, in that very good piece, 27% more long balls aimed at Liverpool's defence this season when Liverpool are continuing to play the way they play. Everybody else is going more direct, particularly against them. And that's exposing the 34-year-old legs of Van Dijk, who looks a shadow of the player that we know. There are so many factors, but what I don't think the solution is just chucking the baby out with the bathwater, getting rid of Slot now and then going, right, who's around? Forget Klopp. That's just putting 2 and 2 together. It's not the solution, but they do need to arrest this alarming slide, particularly defensively.